You ever been counted out? Ever had to fight for a future they said you'll never have? Then you're in the right place. This is Break Free, where resilience meets redemption. Where real stories tear down fake ceilings and freedom takes root. Your pain has a purpose. Your scars have a sound. And your breakthrough is louder than your breakdown. You can't expect change when you're stuck. Stuck in the same patterns, same mindset, same habits, same circles. It's time to break free. Hey y'all, welcome back to Break Phree Podcast with your favorite girl. Hey God's favorite. How y'all feeling today? I am Free, host of Break Phree Podcast, and today I'm gonna warn you, get your tissue. Go ahead, I'll give you a second to get it. I have Shantill with me, and she has not only a heartbreaking story, but a story of triumph. Y'all help me to welcome Shantill. How are you?
I'm good.
You good?
So,
I'm doing good. It's cold outside.
very. Wasn't expecting it, but
Yeah, this cold has came from nowhere. Yeah, but we're here, and I'm thankful to have you. Like I told you before, I think your story is one that needs to continue to be told. I can't remember who told me about your story. Yeah, I can't remember, but I know you're on Trapping Anonymous. Mm-hmm. And and I just said, you know what, I gotta get her on. And I remember we sat down some months ago,
right,
to like meet and talk and everything. So I just want to thank you again for being able and being willing to break free and help others break free.
Yes, that's the goal.
Yeah. We're going to jump right into it.
Okay.
And so take a deep breath because, I don't know, how it is like having to continue to relive the story. But I think that it's super important, right, to tell it.
Yeah.
Because not many have survived to tell what you've been through. And I mean mentally, not physically survived, but mentally survived. So at 13, you were raped by a close family friend, which at the time was your aunt's boyfriend.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Okay, and you know what? I'm going to say it was statutory rape because people like to try to correct things. I don't know why. Same difference, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, at 13, I was with my dad for the weekend. And my mom, she kept constantly calling. And she was just like, it's time for her to come home. She have school tomorrow. And he was like, I can't move right now. I can't go anywhere right now because I'm waiting on people to bring my money. And remind you, my dad, he was a street guy.
I was about to ask, was your dad a hustler?
Yeah, he sold drugs. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he couldn't leave at the time because he was waiting on people to bring his money. And his close friend, just out of nowhere, he was just like, oh, I got it for you, Hank. I'll drop off, and this, that, and the other. And he was like, commended him. He was like, appreciate you, man. Like, you're a good man. That's why I got you as my right-hand man or whatnot. We get in the car, headed home, supposedly. And instead of going home, he took a detour. We went to Fulton Industrial. And when we got there, in my head, because I've seen it so many times, I'm thinking he's stopping to meet somebody to like make a play. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't the case. All I know is he went inside and he came back out and he was just like, come in for a minute. And I'm like, okay.
You think nothing of it?
I didn't think anything of it because he's so close to the family. Now, had that been somebody I did not know or, I wouldn't have been so
comfortable and quick.
And quick to go. I would have hesitated or not even went in at all. Mm-hmm. But because of who he was and how close he was to the family, it was just like, okay, because I've been in places with my dad with him making transactions.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I shouldn't have been exposed to that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like, come in for a second. So I go in with him. And when I seen it, it was just a room isolated with just me and him. That's when I froze up at the door. And I'm just standing there and I'm like startled, like didn't know what to do, what to say. I just stood there. Mm-hmm. And he basically just guided me through the whole process. It was just like, come on, like, come over here. And I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I'm just standing there like.
Yeah, because you're 13 at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, I was basically coached through the process. Ended up losing my virginity. And after that, went home. And when I got home, I don't know. I just couldn't say anything to my mom. At the time, I kind of just sped past her, went straight to the bathroom and got in the tub and just sat there.
Did you feel like you couldn't tell her, or you felt like you didn't know how to tell her?
It's a little bit of both. Because I don't know how to put it. And it's like, not to bash my mom, but she was strict. And when I say you get like whippings and you like, it was almost like you know how the adults used to say, like, you're a child.
Stay in a child's place.
That part. So it was like I was told that so much and just basically silenced to the point I didn't even know how to respond to it.
Because you was thinking that she would have thought it was your fault.
Right.
That you were being grown, or you asked for it, or something like that. Like often some young girls do, right? They feel like they can't trust anybody to tell, or if you try to tell your parents, maybe they won't believe you. Then especially like if it's a star athlete or something like that, you just don't know how to open up your mouth and say anything.
And I didn't. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say it. And yeah, how she was, how strict she was. When I say you got a whipping for anything, I didn't want to say nothing. So yeah, that's what I did. I just went, sat in the tub, and just sat there, you know, for a while. And then I finally washed up, got out, and got in the bed so I can go to school the next day.
And how did you carry on that week? Like, what was that week like for you?
It was a little different from the usual because I was just more so to myself, like standoffish from everybody, including friends at school. I don't know. I was just to myself.
Do you feel like if there's a little girl right now that's going through it right now, do you feel like there's something that you would have done different? Or is there something that a young lady can do if this has happened to her?
I would say definitely speak up. That's the one thing I should have done. I should have done it like sooner, because when I did do it, it was like after the fact. Like my son was already here, but definitely speak up. If it's somebody, like it's got to be somebody that you can talk to, that you trust, and you can tell it to.
And so after that moment, did you continue to just like go through life? Like, did you have to see him again after that day?
Of course, because he was always around the family. So yeah, he was always around the family. So yeah.
And what would the interaction be like?
For me, it was awkward. Because after that, you know, I kind of just, like I said, stayed to myself. I'm trying to think back. I don't know. I can't really remember as far as his reactions, but yeah, for me, it was just awkward.
Did it ever happen again, or just happen at one time?
It happened probably about five times.
And so, like, so basically, he groomed you.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And like, would you tell him you didn't like it, or how would you find yourself back in that space with him again?
It was almost like I was just afraid. And it was at one point, he lived in these apartments off of Roosevelt Highway. Went over there one day, and I'm going to describe it, but it was a weapon, a revolver. Yeah, I think that's what it was. But he was just like, if anybody ever find out about us, I'm going to use this on you. And then he started laughing, like joking, But I didn't take it as a joke. I took it serious. So, like, for a while, I was, like, kind of scared to say anything.
Do you feel like you got to a place where you was comfortable with him and you felt like y'all were in a relationship?
Never a relationship, but comfortable.
You just begin to go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when I, like, after. So, it was that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, after that, it was once I started showing when we found out that I was pregnant.
So you, from that one time, you became pregnant. And who did your mom and dad think you were pregnant by?
They didn't know.
What did your mom say about you? Because with her being strict, like, what did she say about you being pregnant?
She was upset.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted me to get an abortion. That was on the table until we went to the doctor. When we got to the doctor, they found out that I was like 6 months already.
You didn't know you was pregnant? Mm-mm. You still had a cycle?
Mm-mm. Didn't have a cycle, but I didn't know, like, I didn't know what was going on. I was just kind of happy I wasn't having it.
Yeah.
I did not know. I had no clue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, going on about my business. Still in the sports. I was playing basketball, everything. Little tomboy running around. Like,
did your grades go down?
Mm-mm.
No.
Grades didn't go down.
Were there any signs that you felt like somebody around you should have known or should have noticed?
No, not really. The only sign was, and that's how my mom found out. She made it was like my favorite meal that night. It was spaghetti. That was one of my favorites. She made it. I was eating, and as I'm eating, I could not hold it down. And she just stood there and looked at me like,
I know you ain't pregnant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, I still didn't know that I was pregnant. Like, I'm clueless. Like, I'm thinking I'm sick. Like, I just don't feel good.
Right.
But when we went to the doctor, that's when we found out, and I was 6 months already.
So
but
you were
stomach
forced.
Was so flat.
Yeah, so you had to keep the baby. So when did you tell him you were pregnant?
I want to say immediately after.
Mm-hmm. And your dad, you didn't feel comfortable enough to tell your dad what was going on?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm. I don't know why. And it's so crazy because I know how my dad was about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I say crazy, like, would do anything, but I don't know. I was just scared to tell him.
You were just scared to tell him. So then you have your son, and do you feel like I know you love your son, and that was then, but going back then, do you feel like you wish you weren't so far along to have an abortion, or did you feel like you wanted to have the baby either way it went?
Now, if I wasn't so far, I would have gone through with the abortion. The thing that I wasn't wanting to go through with was the adoption. Because it's like...
So that was an option on the table too?
That was the second option. Like, okay, she's already too far gone. Can't do the abortion, so adoption. And it was like, go through all of that and give up my child?
I'm not doing that.
I might as well just go through with everything. So, yeah.
So how old was your son? When did you finally come out and tell your parents?
Well, I told my dad because at this point, by the time I had my son, my mom was already deceased. Yeah. I had him March. No, my bad. My mom committed suicide March 7th, 1997. I had my son May of 1997.
So in March, your mom committed suicide. Like, what was there a note? Did she leave a note, or what was the circumstances surrounding it?
Nobody knows, for real. It was so much speculation of what actually took place, but nobody knows for sure.
So your mom left there not knowing what happened to you. And so now you taking all this in. So now you're what, 14?
not yet. My birthday came April, so I was still 13.
Okay, so all in the same year, you get raped, you lose your virginity, and then your mom is now gone out your life.
Yeah.
How did you move on? Like how do you think you got through each day?
I honestly don't know. I was just operating. Just operating. But I can tell you I operated out of complete anger. Like for a while, for years, I operated out of anger.
Anger at your abuser or anger at
Everybody. Everybody. Him. Um, I can say my mom as well. Cause I felt like, like here I am finna go through this whole process. Having a kid.
Westside, give me some tissue, please. It's okay. Take a moment. Take as much time as you need.
But yeah, it's just it was just like I gotta do all this by myself. It's kinda like after she left, that's when I found out how family was. It was basically like no family. Also, I got upset at my dad as well because it was like you were the only person that I had left. And I kind of felt like he failed me as well because of the things that he was doing and how he was moving.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I can't be mad at them because he only did what he knew.
Best at the time.
Exactly. So it was just, yeah. It was tough. It was definitely tough. But I got through.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, after my way of operating after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
it was just out of complete anger.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. But yeah, it was just out of complete anger. Like I was mad at everybody.
Right.
And the way that affected me, it was terrible. Because I was more so the crash out person, so to speak.
Explain it like.
So everybody who hung around me or knew me, it was more so if they got into anything or had a situation going on,
You was the one that fought.
go get Shantill. Yeah.
And you had so much anger built up, you people really didn't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure people around you, they knew you had lost your mom, but they didn't know everything else.
Mm-mm. They didn't know everything else because I never said anything to them. Like I just kept it to myself. But yeah,
And the day that you told your father,
the day that I finally and I still didn't tell him because, like I said, I was scared to tell him. But I ended up telling this lady he was dating. I'll say that. Ended up telling her, and when I told her, she was just like, I got to tell your dad. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's fine. I was like, you tell him because I can't do it.
mm-hmm.
And she told him, and it was just like he was so upset. He blew up, and he was looking for the keys, grabbing his guns, and he was like getting ready to head to the friend house. But she hid the keys because she was just like, you don't need to go over there. You might end up in jail. This might happen. And it was just it was crazy. He got so mad at her because she wouldn't give him the keys. He took it out on her. He actually beat her.
In front of you?
Yes. And I felt like that was my fault. Because I was like, I should have said nothing. So, yeah.
He was that upset. And feeling like, but it probably also, was just like him feeling like he had failed you. He probably didn't mean to channel it at her.
I'm sure, but yeah, that's how it took place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, I shouldn't have said nothing.
Did that hurt the relationship between you and her?
Mm-mm.
No.
We are still close to this day.
That's good.
Still close.
And I'm pretty sure if she could do it all over again, she probably still would have did the same thing, knowing what the outcome was going to be.
I'm sure she would have.
Did your dad ever see his friend?
He did, but it was like a while later.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of stopped coming around. He started hanging with a whole different crew. But when he did come back around, it was just like this particular day they were at the store. My dad was at the store. And one of my aunts on my mom's side, she took me up there to go get some money from my dad. And when I got up there, he wasn't there at the time. He had just pulled up, kind of like a little after I did with my aunt them. And when he got there, my dad like immediately confronted him. And he was just like, hey, he was like, didn't you tell me this, my grandson, daddy, and this, that, and the other, and how this, and I was just like, I just stood there like startled because it was so many people at the store. It was like a crowd of people out there, and I'm just standing there like, you are not putting me on the spot like this. Like, what is happening right now? And I was just like, couldn't say nothing. I was just standing there, just froze. And he was like, tell me now. Like, didn't you say this? And I was just stuck. Couldn't say, like, I couldn't respond. So I kind of just walked off, and he was just like in his face, like squaring up with him, like he ready to fight. And I was like, I don't know. I couldn't say anything, and I don't even know why. But
probably fear.
Maybe, but I'm like, I just completely froze up, and I walked off and got back in the car with my aunt them, and we left.
Did your aunt know what was going on?
Mm-mm. They still didn't know. This was my aunts on my mom's side. They still didn't know. I mean, everybody knew I had a baby, but nobody knew who the father was.
When did you finally come out and like both sides of the family knew? When did you finally say anything?
I want to say a lot of people on my mom's side actually found out when I did the first interview. Really? Yeah. Because I never cared to even, after I told my dad, after I told his girlfriend and my dad, it was basically in his hands, I didn't really care to
keep reliving it or telling anybody else or explaining. Do you feel like some people took it in the wrong way as you were being grown and you wanted it to happen?
A lot of them did. And still to this day. After I shared the story, a lot of people, like, it triggered some people, and caused distance again. And that's fine. I feel like it just showed me who was really who. And I'm okay with that. But yeah.
Does your son and the father, do they have a relationship?
They did, and they do now. So that was because a lot of people were questioning, why did she continue an open relationship with him? I didn't have a relationship with him. It was only for my son. I only kept that open door for him because once he went to prison for robbing banks, he would call or write, him. And majority of the time when he would call, it was more so he really didn't care about my son. He was more so trying to keep up with me. And I had to cut it off, like, because I was married at the time as well, and my husband wasn't comfortable with it. So it was just like, we're going to cut this short because you're not calling about him. You're not calling to check on him. You're actually calling and asking questions that were irrelevant.
Did he ever apologize to you?
No. And after the first story came out, it was pointing and blaming. And I said, I guess accountability is, I guess a lot of people are allergic
At all
to that.
time low.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah. Mm-mm.
How did you ever tell your son? Did your son find out when you did the episode too, or did you tell him before
No,
then?
he found out way before then.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say my sister told him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had no intentions of telling him until he was older.
Okay.
But my sister ended up telling him when he was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he had a lot of questions because of the fact that he and my cousin, they're cousins and brothers. So, yeah.
Okay. And then so that next phase of your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Growing from a teenager to becoming a woman and having this baggage. How were you able to move forward to even be with a man, to be intimate with a man after being violated?
It took a lot. It took a lot. And it took me a minute to even realize because once I got married, it was the simple things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the sneak up from behind, the hugs and the kisses. When he would do that, and he never understood until I told him.
Your husband?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I would flinch or jump. And it's like, and he's like, what you jumping for? Like, I'm your husband. Like, what are you? And I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't understand why I would do that. But, yeah.
Did you get therapy when you were grown or when you were younger?
I did it when I was older. Like, I didn't do it when I was younger.
Do you feel like you ever went through a stage of where you were being promiscuous? Like,
very, very, yes. And that was more so teenage years up until like my early 20s.
and you feel like it was not knowing how to channel or not knowing how to feel. Like, am I supposed to do this? Is this not what I'm supposed to do? Or will he like me if I do this?
Yes, it was a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of, when I say control, I mean it in a way of,
And manipulation.
very much so. I didn't know myself, so I didn't know how to move. It was like whoever I was dating at that time, whatever they wanted, that's what Shantill did. So it was just like I didn't, yeah.
And then so from you, that happening to you, did that make you more protective of your children and where they went and who they stayed with and who could be around them? Or did you try to keep them sheltered?
Both. Because I want to say that was more so the reason why I felt so betrayed when that situation happened with my son.
Yeah, we about to get into
Because
that.
it's like I was so protective of my children. And it's like that was part of the reason. My oldest son, he used to be like, Mom, can I go to such and such house, spend the night, do this, do that? I don't know what them people into. I don't know them. You not going there. I didn't trust anybody. I had trust issues.
Right. But you had every right to.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was just like, you can't go. You can't do it. And he thought I was being so strict. And it was just like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm ripping him of his childhood because of my trauma.
Right.
But he gets it now.
Yeah,
But
that was the only way you knew that felt that you were protecting him. Yeah. And so we'll move into the situation. So, life went on and then you had a second son and, you raising him and then you go against what you've always went through, what you've always went against. And you allowed him to go away for the weekend with his father.
Yep.
And tell me about the phone call you received.
So it was like 3:30ish, almost 4 in the morning. And my phone rang. And it was his dad. And he was just like, he was like, "Did you get a call?" And I'm like, "No, get a call from who?" He was like, "They didn't call you?" I'm like, "No. Who calling me? Like, what's going on?" It was just like more so beating around the bush, wasn't straightforward. So I'm like, "No, who's supposed to be calling me?" He was like, "The police got Jaden and the brother." I'm not even gonna say his name, but he was like, "The police got Jaden and his brother."
Jaden is your son.
That's my son. And I was like, "For what?"
Okay, so you get a phone call at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's from his father.
It's from his father, and the conversation was like so dragged. It wasn't straight to the point. And I was kind of getting annoyed. So when he said something about the police having them, I'm like, "Okay, where are you?" He was like, "I'm up the street." "Are you gonna go there and see what's going on?" I can't go down there. They said something about a gun and this and that. I'm like, "Sir, I need you to go and see what's happening so you can let me know what's happening." He was like, "All right, I'm gonna call you back." Minutes passed by. He called back and he was like, "Oh no, it might be serious. They saying Jaden got struck in the head." I'm like, "Huh? You said what?" And he was just like, "Yeah, it might be, serious." And I'm like, "I really need you to go check and see, like,
For yourself. Yeah, go talk to the police. You're the father.
Like, please, I need this information like ASAP. And he refused to go because of he wasn't supposed to be around guns because he was on parole. I was so annoyed. So annoyed. Because that's more important to you than figuring out what's going on with your son.
And how far away are you from where they at?
I was in Georgia. They were in Florida. He still never went to see what was going on. I'm constantly calling because it was the brother was there. A couple of his other siblings on his dad's side were there. And the niece, which was the sister's daughter, she was there. And it's just like, I need somebody to tell me something. So I'm calling the brother phone, no answer. I'm calling the sister phone, no answer. Finally, I get a call from the sister, and the detective was there at the time. And I guess he was asking questions. And he wasn't really giving too much information because he said the dad wasn't there. He said dad's not showing up. He said the sister's not complying. He said, "I need somebody here that can tell me something about this kid." I'm like, "I don't know, sir." I said, "But can you give me an update?" And he was like, "Who is you?" Like, he was asking me so many questions because he wasn't for sure and didn't want to.
Yeah,
he didn't want to give too much information
because he's a minor. Yeah.
And he was like, "The only thing I'll tell you is, he's, been shot in the head and it's not looking too good." And from there, it was like my whole world just turned upside down. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is really like serious. So in that moment, I'm trying to, I don't know, it was almost like an anxiety attack or something. So I'm trying to like get my breathing together. I'm trying to focus. I'm like, because I got to get to my child.
Right.
So I called my oldest son, and I'm just like, I just remember pacing back and forth in the driveway. And I'm like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I need you to drive me to Florida. Like, I need to get to my baby. They saying he been shot in the head." And he was like, "Who, Ma? Like, what you mean? What's going on?" I'm like, "Jaden." And he was like, "Mom, like, no." He was like, "Where he at?" I said, "I don't even know. They not telling me anything. They wouldn't even tell me the hospital or nothing that he was at." So I was like, give me a minute. He was like, because he said he couldn't get to me to drive me. He was like, I'm in Florida. Him and his girlfriend at the time were like on vacation. So he was like, I'm in Florida right now. I'm like, okay, give me a second. Give me a second. So I got on my phone and I started Googling hospitals, like children's hospitals,
And
whatever.
hospitals need an address.
And I'm just calling. I done called like multiple hospitals trying to see if he was there. And nobody had him. So I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta find my baby. And I just remember stopping in that moment. And that's all I could do was talk to God. I was like, God, I know this is not it. I know you have another plan. Like, I know this is not it. I'm like, please, I just need help. Like, I need to find my baby. And the hospital that I Googled, which was Arnold Palmer, a children's hospital, I had already called there. They said they didn't have him. I just felt strongly. It was like God gave me that answer.
Right.
And I called my son back. I said, I still don't know what hospital he's at. I said, but I feel like he's here. I said, just go to this one. And I sent him the address. And he was like, Mom, I'm 18 minutes away. And I was like, thank God. I said, just get there. He got there. And that's where he was. In intensive care. Checked in as a John Doe.
I was finna say they probably had him checked in as a John Doe because it was no adult to give the exact information and everything. So when did you get to Florida?
I got there that next morning, probably about, I don't know, I want to say like 9:10, because I left immediately.
And what was your prayer to God on your drive down?
Just asking God to keep my son, basically. Just keep watching over him. Just keep him protected. And
did that anger resurface?
Oh,
that you had?
It did. I called my friend at the time. I called him and I was like, I need you to pray with me. Called my aunt, I called my brothers, and it was like I called everybody and just let them know what was going on. And everybody was just like, where are you? I'm on the way to you. I can't wait. I gotta go. I was already driving. It was me and one of my other sons on the way to Florida. And they were just like, just wait, just wait. My brother, he was like, pull over. He was like, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to drive you there. I'm like, how far are you? He was like, I'm an hour away from you. I said, I can't wait. I got to go. I kept driving. As I'm driving, I didn't even know I blacked out. But I'm driving and I just noticed my son in the back seat. He was just like, Mom, he was like, grab the wheel. And I'm like, I got the wheel. Like, what you mean? I had them blacked out and I didn't even know. But I'm still trying to get to my son. So, about the anger. Yeah. It was very like right there. I had done called one of my friend girls, and in that moment I was just like, if my baby do not make it, what I was premeditating, it was awful. It was awful.
Did that make you go back to like that super strict hold your kids closer? Yeah.
Yes. Because it's like I was already, I felt like I was strict enough because they were like, we can't do nothing. We can't go nowhere. We can't go to nobody's house, this, that, and the other. Only people close to us, they could go around. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you of all people, his dad, I trusted you with my child.
Right.
And you still did not do right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I was very upset.
So after everything that you've been through, right? I mean, everything. And you, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
42.
You're 42 now. Mm-hmm. But at that time, you were, so it started at 13. And then when your son got shot, then your mom died at 13. How old were you when that happened to your son?
I had to be in my 30s. This was 2021.
So From that time, like 13 to, let's just say, mid-30s, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you think back on everything that you've survived, what part of yourself are you most proud of today?
Mm. The part that I'm most proud of
Mm-hmm.
is being able to just overcome it all.
Right. What does strength look like for you on your hardest days?
Just continuing to push through, persevering. That's one of my favorites, persevering.
Yeah.
And I always use that and I feel like that's important because it's like things happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's life. I'm
Right.
not saying bad things are always supposed to happen, but things happen in life. And it's like you can't sit in it for too long. If you dwell in it, like you'll never get forward.
Right.
You'll be stuck just in that space. And yeah. So that's why I say you have to persevere.
Right. Was there a moment where you realized, I'm really still here? I'm really still fighting?
I want to say a little after my son's situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just like, I've done all this work. Because it didn't hit me like right then when it happened. It was a little after, because getting him to a, healthier state
Mm-hmm.
that, where he needed to be. It was just more so like, I've done all this work to get to where I am. And now it was like I was starting over again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, yeah, it was like a setback. And that's what made me feel like I'm still fighting.
You felt like you were still fighting. Mm-hmm. What would you say, what helps your heart feel safe around someone now? If it feels safe around someone.
I was about to say, I don't know, like I'm still kind of guarded.
Are you still married or no? No. Okay. What does love look like to you now compared to what it used to mean?
What does it look like? That's a lot, because now what it meant to me then was basically nothing. Now it's that patience. It's that kindness. It's how you show up. It's if you have and this is just relationship wise. It's you got to have God leading you, because if you're not led by God, you can't lead me. Like that's how I am now. So it's like more so I'm very selective now. And a lot of people don't like that. It's like people like the old me. Because this version of me is like
not going for none of the BS.
None.
Yeah. What kind of peace are you still searching for? If there's something you're still searching for.
I was just about to say I'm none. I think I've reached a place of peace, and yeah, that's another reason I'm very selective about who I let
into around you.
Yes, because if you're not coming to add to that, and you're coming to take away,
you don't want to have anything to do with it.
Not at all.
What do you hope your kids grow up knowing about strength and healing?
That is necessary, especially in this world.
Day and age, right.
Like, it's necessary. You got to have that strength. You got to have that foundation to get through. And healing, you got to go through that process. Because like I said, if you don't, you'll be stuck in a space and never be able to move forward.
What's something your children have taught you about patience, love, or resilience? Because, a lot of times we think we can't learn from those younger than us, but I feel like there's always some lessons that a child, especially a young child, can teach you.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that often because
Mm-hmm.
they love to try to correct something. But as far as patience, they've taught me a lot
Mm-hmm.
in that area. Because like I say, I felt like I was kind of mimicking my mom with the strictness at first. But I'm the type of person is like once I start seeing something is not right or something is, I would more so say, I wouldn't even say not right. I would say I don't want to do it that way anymore. I'm now analyzing and trying to, redo it. And they
Yeah.
cause me to do that a lot. So that helps with my patience. And you know how some parents, like I said, children, like you're a child, stay in the child place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that with my children. I allow them to
be
have
free.
an opinion,
Right.
and I be like, just do it respectfully,
Right.
okay? Like,
Yeah.
we can talk, but
Which is a good thing. We need that line of communication with our children because a lot of times they're misunderstood, and that's how children go and get into things that they shouldn't, because other people, they look up to other people instead of looking right up to their hero that's in the household with them.
that part.
When you think about the girl you were back then, what would you tell her now? If it was anything you could tell her, the hurt 13-year-old, what would you tell her?
Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. And also, if I had solutions for her, I would also provide that because I feel like that was a huge part that was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many people basically wrote me off and put me in this category. It was more so like no sense of directions. I was just doing everything on my own, just trying to figure it out. And that's what led to a lot of the
Decisions that you
situations
made.
and decisions. So yes, definitely keep going and provide solutions.
Right. What do you wish people understood about healing that they usually don't?
It's a necessary process
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be done. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's lonely. It's something that you really gotta just sit in and go through. And I always tell people, whatever it is, don't try to do it without God. Because yeah, you're gonna find yourself running into a brick wall every time.
How did you find God?
It was already rooted in me from my grandmother. But I kind of felt I wouldn't say felt, I kind of kept going astray, just growing up, trying to do things on my own and this way, that way. Basically, I had done conformed and turned into doing things the secular way,
Mm-hmm.
I would say. And I don't know, it was just like I want to say after my divorce, and that was the most trying time also. I was going through a divorce. I was in college, getting my degree. My dad passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So in that moment, it was so much going on. And it was just like, baby, you can't do this by yourself. You just can't. Like, I literally have to sit and talk to myself like that sometimes.
Right.
Because, yeah. And that's when I kind of, started to convert back. Because it's like, Lord, I can't do this by myself.
And that's all we have to do. That's all we have to do is just cry out. Mm-hmm. What's something small you've been wanting for yourself that you haven't given yourself yet?
Small?
Yeah. Or it could be something big, but something that Shantill wants for Shantill and you haven't done it for yourself yet.
Nothing really.
Really?
And I say that because this is something I've just come to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, had you asked me that a little while ago, I would have had a list of things for you.
Right.
And that's because I don't pat myself on the back when I do accomplish things. I've always felt like I gotta do this. I gotta do, like, it was just so much more that I needed to do. And it took for one of my friends to tell me, like, you should be proud of yourself. You've accomplished a lot on your own. And I'm like, I never thought about it that way. So, yeah.
When you're ready, like, what part of your story do you wish people would stop defining you by?
Please stop defining me by the broken little girl that I was. Because, yeah, I've healed in so many ways from my past.
Mm-hmm.
And people, yeah, they tend to try and hold on to that. I don't know if that's all that they got or what, but yeah.
You're more than what happened to you.
Definitely. Definitely.
What encouraging words would you give someone who is going through like a particular hard time in their life right now?
No matter what the situation is, what you're encountering, push through it. And please do not try to do it without God. Keep God first, and that would just help you like get through the situation, because yeah, things can be, it can be some very trying moments in life. And yeah, that's kind of like what I tell people a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know when we had a recent conversation through message and I was
going through.
Yeah. And it was just like me just talking to other people, trying to help them see and get through it. It's like, I'm not just a regular person speaking to you from not knowing. Like, I've actually gone through.
I've lived it.
And overcame.
Right.
So I feel like it's my duty to help you.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do it with that,
effortlessly.
Effortlessly. Like, that's just me. And that's why I say I don't do it like, I don't be looking for no cameras, no nothing. I just do it.
I do feel like you need to get your story out there more. It's young girls, young boys that need to hear from you. It's even grown women.
And from the first time when I shared it, it's like so many women reached out to me.
Yeah. There's a lot of hurt people in the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are really living with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if you don't want to talk about it, if you don't want to open up about it, get you a journal. Right. Definitely go to therapy. It helps.
Yeah.
But get a journal. Write this stuff out. You got to release it some type of way. Because if not, you going to just keep holding on
the inside.
Yes.
Eating at you.
Because that's what it's doing. It's just ripping you to shreds from the inside.
Yep. Eroding you. Keep showing up in a different way.
Every time.
Yep. Yeah. So before I let you go, this is Break Free. So you have to tell me one thing that you feel like you need to break free from.
Basically, so I am breaking free from walking in my own shadow. And I say that because, like I just said, a lot of things I do, I just do it from the kindness of my heart. I just act and I just do. But I kind of just stay back too. And I do that because it's like, I don't know, I kind of like to hide and be to myself.
And that could come from how you had to suppress yourself when you were younger.
Possibly.
Right? And it's just showing up in a different way now, because here it is, back then you secluded yourself because of what you went through, right? Mm-hmm. And you were a loner. But now you've got accomplishments, master's degree, like you've done so many things, right? You helped so many people, but you feel like, I can't say that you feel like you're not worthy, but it's something that's in you that's still holding you back from popping your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming today.
You are so welcome.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
For having me.
Thank you for, I thank God for your strength. I thank God for your resilience. And like I said, I would love to see you speak more. I would love to see you show up in rooms where young people are, in rooms where broken women are, right? Mm-hmm. I would love to see you show up there. And even it's some men that could use your help too.
Definitely.
Them predators that are just still lurking and ruining other people's lives. So again, thank you. Tell everybody where to find you at.
Social media, Shantill P.
Spell it for them because they probably
SHANTILL P as the last name. And also, my second social media, which would be my business page, Sculpted Beauty 1.
And what is Sculpted Beauty about?
That's skincare.
Okay. Okay, you got it? It's out already or it's coming?
It's out. Yes.
Oh, tell us about it. Tell us about see, okay, now here's a prime example of she's sitting here. First of all, y'all, this is not the first time. This is the first time we filmed. But we sat down together because I felt like I wanted to get I wanted us to have a relationship before we got on camera so everything will flow so she would feel comfortable. She never once mentioned that she had a skincare line. Then you see her, I tell her to say, like, what's next, what's going on? And she sit here and say the very thing that you did say you need to break free from. Now, you're on a platform. Why would you feel like that's not important to say?
I don't know. And see, that's the thing. I do not, and I get that a lot. It's like, what are you doing? Because all of my customers that use my products, they just always telling me how they love them, how it's helping their skin and this, that, and the other. And I'm so grateful for that. But it's like people are like, you need to do more. You need to push it out more. And that's with the skincare line and the security business. I'm like, I have no clue why I do that.
This is insane.
It is.
This is absolutely insane.
It is. But
so Shantill, do you think that what you think that it's just going to drop in your lap? Or like what's up?
I don't know what it is, but it's like I've become content with just that small community that I have.
Girl, it is a global community that is waiting for you.
I know.
Oh, excuse me, you already wealthy. She don't need it. She doesn't need it, y'all. Oh no, she don't want it to grow.
Yes,
she don't want it to grow.
Yes, I do. So yes, it's
okay. So tell us about the skincare line.
So yes, the skincare line. Mm-hmm. It's basically all natural skincare products, no chemicals, plant-based. And yeah, we have soap bars, we have body butters, oils, things of that nature.
And it's called Sculpted
Beauty.
Sculpted Beauty. Mm-hmm. And what's the meaning behind the name, if there's one?
It is a meaning.
Please tell us.
So the meaning behind the name is I originated it from everything that I've gone through. I'm like, everything that I've encountered, thank God I don't look like what I've gone through. And I'm like, it sculpted me into the person that I am today.
And this is something, do you not realize there are women conferences? Do you realize how big the beauty industry is?
Yes.
And you have a story to tie with your product? Mm-hmm. Baby, do I need to sign you up? Do I need to manage you? Do I need to manage you? Cause baby,
we might need to.
Yeah, I think I need to manage you, honey, because you have to get it going. Like, you know, everything that you went through is not for naught, as the old people used to say. Right. So there's a reason. So if this what God has birthed out of your trauma, out of your hurt, how dare you sit on the gift that He's giving you?
And that's the same thing. Like, yeah. That's
all right, y'all. I ain't gonna scold her no more. I'm gonna let her have that. But y'all see what's going on. So is it a website for Sculpted the Beauty, or they could just get it from your Instagram?
The website is www.sculptedbeautyllc.com.
Say it one more time.
www.sculptedbeautyllc.com. sculptedbeauty.com.
Everybody that's watching, I need y'all to do me a huge favor. I need everybody to go to www.sculptedbeautyllc.com and purchase one item. Just purchase one item, post it on Instagram, and tag her in it. Y'all, we have to push her. We have to push her. There's so much more waiting for her. Thank y'all so much for joining me today, and I pray that you see that there still is beauty after pain, right? It's always delusion to it happen. I see y'all next week. I love y'all.